Hello everyone. If you've been feeling like the Mondstadt expansion was never coming, wake up. The drought is officially over. We are sitting on a massive information drop today. First, Liben is back in Mondstadt for marvelous merchandise, but he's not just handing out primo gems this time. He is dropping heavy, verified lore bombs about the new map expansion coming in version 6.4. We have official dialogue about a sanatorium that sounds straight out of a horror movie. And then, we have the main event. A leaker with a solid track record, Meng, has just dropped what looks like the full kit mechanics for VARKA. And if this text is real, the Grand Master isn't just a DPS, he's a completely new archetype that forces you to run double-element teams. We're going to break down the new mechanic, the two-color authority passive, and why Liben's dialogue might be hinting at a Dottore connection. But first, the winner from the previous video is Chiltevat, who said they are going to skip Columbina for Daddy Varka. Since you didn't include your UID server and LD shop ID, I'll make an exception this time because it's our first giveaway with our new sponsor. However, remember everyone, you must include that information in your comment. Chiltevat, please join the Discord and contact me there so I can send you your Welkin. Congratulations! Want to get more out of your Genshin top-ups? You need to check out LD Shop. It's a platform developed by the LD Player Group where you can save up to 30% compared to in-game prices. It's 100% safe and reliable. All you need is your UID and server. No passwords required. Plus, if you register using my link, you'll get 2 exclusive coupons, 15% and 5% off. You can save up to $30. Check this out. The standard $100 pack is only $73 here, and you can even grab the Welkin for under $4. The double bonus reset works here too, so you'll get double crystals on your first top-up. And get this, if you spend over $80 in a month, you can claim a free Welkin Moon on their homepage. The process is instant. Pick your pack, enter your UID, and see the crystals hit your account in seconds. Stop overpaying for your pulls. Click the link in the description or pinned comment and start saving today. Let's dive in. Let's start with the confirmed news because this is actually in the game right now. If you haven't talked to Liben yet, you need to see this dialogue. Usually Liben just complains about losing money in Sumeru or getting scammed in Fontaine. But look at the screenshot on screen. He explicitly brings up DORNMAN port. He asks, "Have you not been there before, friend?" and confirms its location. It's just north of Mondstadt. Now, we've known DORNMAN port exists for years. Eula mentions it, Venti mentions it, but Liben gives us details that paint a very specific picture. He describes it as a port town built on cargo shipping and flower cultivation. That sounds peaceful, right? Typical Mondstadt cozy vibes. But then the tone shifts completely. Liben mentions a very famous sanatorium up in the hills that was torn down a few years ago. This is where your lore alarm bells should be ringing. A sanatorium? In the hills north of Mondstadt? If you've read the official Genshin manga, you know that Kole was experimented on by the Fatui in a facility that was technically in Mondstadt territory but hidden away. We always assumed that was destroyed or abandoned, but Liben says this place was torn down a few years ago. And then he drops this line. They say that anyone who visits the sanatorium will remain in those enchanted hills forevermore. That is unsettling. Liben tries to play it off, saying maybe it's just because the place is comfortable, but let's be real. In Tevat, when an NPC says people remain forever, it usually means ghosts, leyline disorders, or Fatui experiments. For the longest time, the community asked, why can't we go north? The map just ends at Stormbearer Point. If this sanatorium rumor is true, it gives Hoyoverse a narrative reason for why the area was restricted. It wasn't just under construction. It might have been quarantined or cursed. If the 6.4 expansion is indeed DORNMAN port, we aren't just getting a fishing village. We are likely investigating the ruins of this sanatorium. Is this where Dottore conducted his early research? Is this connected to the Hexerai lore we've been hearing about lately? The fact that Liben calls the hills enchanted suggests high elemental concentration or maybe abyss corruption masked as enchantment. So, confirmed facts. DORNMAN port is north. It deals in flowers, and it has a haunted, cursed history regarding a hospital. That is a fantastic setup for a darker Mondstadt storyline. Now let's move to the spicy part, the leaks. We have a new text leak from a source identified as Meng. In the leak community, Meng has a track record that people pay attention to. Though as always with text leaks, we have to treat this as questionable until we see gameplay footage. However, the mechanics described here are incredibly specific and align with the shift we've seen in the version 6.x meta towards dual-element gameplay. Let's look at the first major passive described, 2-color authority. The leak reads, when there are 2 Anemo characters in the team, gain 1 stack of a buff. When there are 2 characters of the same element among Hydro and Pyro and Cryo and Electro in the team, gain 1 stack of a buff. This is huge. Varka isn't a rainbow support like Kazuha. He doesn't want you to mix 4 different elements. He wants order. He wants symmetry. If you fulfill these conditions, the leak says, Varka's damage becomes 140%, 220% of the original damage. This passive instantly kills the idea of Varka being a generic support for just anyone. He is designed to be the carry or the driver of a resonance team. Think about the current roster. If you run Varka Venti, you trigger the first stack. Then you add Bennett Jangling Boom. You have the full 2-color authority. But wait, it gets more interesting when you look at the 6.x characters. If Varka runs with Venti and Doreen, Varka becomes a monster. The 220% damage multiplier is insane. This is a more than double your damage multiplier. This suggests Varka is a hyper carry. The Magus mystery. Look at the second part of the leak. After releasing E, Varka's normal attacks will reduce the cooldown of enhanced E by 0.5 seconds. If there are 2 Magus characters in the team, reduce it by 1 second. Magus? This is the confusing part. In Genshin terminology, we don't usually use the word Magus for playable characters. This could mean one of 2 things. Theory A, it's a translation for Catalyst users. In Chinese, Catalyst is often associated with magic books. If this is true, Varka wants to team up with Catalyst users. Theory B, it refers to the Hexenzirkel or a new faction tag. We know Alice and Nicole are mages. If the game is introducing a faction system in 6.4, similar to the Arc in Fontaine or the Night Soul in Natlan, Magus might be the tag for Mondstadt magic users, like Mona, Klee, Albedo, Sucrose, Lisa. If it means Catalyst users, imagine a team of Varka, Sucrose, Klee, Bennett. You have 2 Anemo, you have 2 Pyro, and you have 2 Catalysts. That fulfills every condition. You get the 220% damage boost and the double cooldown reduction on his skill. This makes Varka an extremely technical team builder. You can't just slap him with Zhongli and call it a day. You have to solve the puzzle of his passive. Let's talk about gameplay feel. The leak mentions an enhanced E. After releasing E, Varka's normal attacks will reduce the cooldown of enhanced E. This sounds like a stance change or a rhythm character. Think of Deluxe E, triple cast, mixed with Alhatham's projection attacks. This creates a loop. Sounds very active, very aggressive. It fits the title of Titan of the Knights of Favonius. He's not sitting back, he's in the fray, smashing buttons. The leak also details the constellations, which seem to fix rotation issues, classic Hoyo. Kansi 1 allows an immediate enhanced E after the first E. This basically gives him front-loaded burst damage. Instead of building up to the big hit, you open with it. Da C6 allows 2 enhanced Es. This turns him into a machine gun of Anemo nukes. Why does this matter right now? Because Beta 6.4 starts in 7 days. If this leak is accurate, Hoyoverse is trying to solve the Anemo problem. For years, Anemo was just the element that holds viridescent Venerer. You used Anemo to buff other elements. Scaramouche, Xiao, and Chaska were the exceptions, but they were selfish hypercarries. Varka seems to be a bridge. He is a hypercarry who requires elemental resonance. He rewards you for committing to a mono-element plus Anemo playstyle. And let's tie it back to Liben. If we are going to DORNMAN port, and we are fighting enemies in a haunted region, we are going to need this power. The Magus requirement might even hint that we are teaming up with the Hexenzirkel to cleanse this sanatorium. To summarize, 1. Liben has confirmed DORNMAN port is a flower cargo hub north of Mondstadt with a destroyed, enchanted sanatorium. This confirms the map expansion is imminent, likely 6.4. 2. Meng's leak suggests Varka is an Anemo Claymore user who relies on a 2 Anemo plus 2 element team composition. 3. His kit revolves on weaving normal attacks to reset a powerful elemental skill, Enhanced E. 4. There is a mysterious Magus condition that likely refers to Catalyst users or a specific faction, further restricting, or buffing, his best teams. We have been waiting for Varka since version 1.0, since the very first time Razor mentioned the Grand Master. If this kid is real, he isn't just a simple beatstick. He is a complex team-building commander who forces you to rethink how you build your party. The beta countdown is on. In roughly a week, we will see gameplay footage. If Varka pulls out 2 claymores, or if he starts synergizing with Klee and Alice, you heard it here first. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.